Hi, I'm Seth Ramaeker. My story is a little different. I grew up Catholic, and every Sunday we would go to church. My mom and dad would take us, and I really never understood why, except for the Dunkin' Donuts afterwards, which was a big plus when you're a kid. So growing up, that's what we did. And then when I turned 15, my parents ended up getting a divorce. And at the same time, I was supposed to go and get confirmed as a Catholic, and that caused a big riff with me and my mom because she was a devout Catholic, and I just didn't understand the point. I didn't get it, and I didn't go. And as a result, I didn't get confirmed, and I was like, well, that's it. I'm going to hell. It's over. And so that's kind of what I carried with me for a long time. And my parents, even though they were going through divorce, I'd be best if I went to a Catholic school because my brother did, and he turned out pretty all right. And I went and I told him, I said, I already had a lot of resentment with my faith or with the Catholic Church, and I said, I'm going to turn to drugs if you send me here, and I did. And it was all through high school and college. That's what I did. I turned to drugs, and just by the grace of God, there's so many times when I should have been in jail, but it didn't happen for whatever reason. And that's how I lived my life for a long time, was just that path. And I got married and had a child and ended up going through a divorce. And at the end of the divorce, I was like, I can't live my life like this anymore. I need God in my life. But I just didn't know how to do it. And I was scared because growing up Catholic, that's all you know is. And not that Catholic faith is bad because it's helped a lot of people, but I just wasn't right for me and I just didn't know what to do. And I was really scared to go to any other church by myself. And then I met Yvonne, and she kept harassing me to go to this church. And I said, eventually I will. And she kept asking and asking. So finally I did. And I think that started opening up a lot of doors for me spiritually. And then when I really became a believer was when we started doing a Bible study. And on November 23rd, and I always thought I got it. Like, I'm a believer, I'm going to be saved, I always thought that was true, but I don't think I really understood. And I was missing a whole lot. And then on November 23rd, 2015, during Bible study, we were reading this passage, Luke chapter 23, verses 40 through 43. But the other criminal rebuked him. Don't you fear God, he said, since you are under the same sentence? We are punished justly, for we are getting what our deeds deserve. But this man has done nothing wrong. Then he said, Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus answered him, I tell you the truth. Today you will be with me in paradise. And after we read that, it's like a light bulb went off, and I realized Jesus died for our sins, and all we have to do is believe. And ever since then, it's like a weight has been lifted. You still have worldly problems, but they don't seem to matter because you're saved. And God's been working in both of our hearts, and since then, we realized, even though we have a wedding date set, we realize we've been kind of living in sin. So we're going to get married earlier than our wedding date. And, God continues to work in our hearts daily. So.